families with cash fast because grief should not come with a bill. Listen, I was on a phone call this morning with a young lady, and she asked me a question. Now, I've heard this said different ways, but when she said it, it like really hit me. And she said, how much does it actually cost to die today? How much does it actually cost to die today? I was like, you know what? That is an excellent question. And most people don't even think about the cost that is associated with dying. We think about the wedding cost. We think about the baby shower cost. We think about our birthdays, what's going to cost us to do what we want to do for our birthdays. We think about buying a home, how much it's going to cost to buy a house. All of these other things, doing a family vacation, right? We think about the cost of all of these different things, but we don't, and not everybody, some of you all are thinking about the cost of dying. But a majority of us, we don't even want to talk about it. We don't even want to talk about it. And when she said it to me, I was like, ma'am, that is a really good question. And yesterday, while out in the field coaching one of the other agents, one of the ladies had said, I'm not worried about my mother getting any additional insurance for her burial, because if there's anything additional that needs to be paid for, I got it, right? I got it. And I've heard that a lot, where individuals will say, I have money in the bank. I don't need to worry about that. If I die, I can go ahead and pay for it out of pocket. You're thinking about right now. You're not thinking about when you're going to die, right? Some of us are lucky and we die in our sleep, like my sister. Just went to sleep, went to La La Land, and never woke up. Others, there's an accident, there's some health declining going on. They're in the hospital for months on end. There's expenses that go with that. The loved ones that may be out of town that, that are saying, oh, I have the money. You're going to be spending money going up and down the road to see your mom, your cousin, your brother, whoever it is, right? That's going to be spending your money. And so we need to really stop thinking about just where we are today and what we have today, because we don't know where we're going to be tomorrow. We don't know if we're going to have the cushion in our bank account tomorrow. Prayerfully so. But we just don't know. And that's where final expense really comes in. I have several clients that I have been blessed to sit with and have conversations with and help them understand the difference between final expense insurance and their life insurance policies, as far as some of those policies are taxed. So you think you're getting a bigger plan for the same amount as a smaller final expense plan, but you don't really know if it's going to pay that full amount out. Nobody really does until the time comes, right? Because again, a lot of those plans are taxed. There's inheritance tax. And I think that's 35%. I don't know, right? Whereas I know with my company, the final expense is not taxed. There's no inheritance tax that's going to be necessary to be paid from the loved ones whenever this benefit is paid out. Whatever you pay for, that's what's paid out. So there's no guesswork. But going back to that original question, how much does it cost to die today? Nobody really knows, because it depends on how you die. It depends on where you die. Now, if you're at home and like my sister passed away in her sleep, there was no transportation because she was home, meaning that she didn't die out of town on vacation or on a work site or anything like that. She was home. So there was no additional fees outside of the one cost that the funeral home charges, right, for transporting the body from home, from the hospital to that funeral home. But there is a cost for that. But if you were out of state, it can be $8,000-$9,000 just to bring your body back home. Did you know that? Yeah, because you're going to have to, your dead body is going to have to be prepared wherever you died to be transported back home. That means the embalming has to happen wherever you are. So that's a funeral home that's going to have to touch you. That's going to have to prepare you for travel. That's a container or a casket that's going to have to be purchased to transport you on the plane to get home. It's the flight, and it's not a regular fee as if you were sitting in a seat on the plane. It's even more. Google it. You will be surprised of how much it costs to transport a dead body on a plane. Those are fees that people don't even talk about because they don't even know about it, right? And we're not talking about if you were in a hospital and your loved one's coming out of town. It costs money to travel. It costs money to pay for your rent, right? Or your mortgage or your bills while you're in the hospital, because they don't know if you're going to die, if you're going to live. And so family members are spending money, whether it's the money that you have in your bank account, the money in your savings account, or what the case may be, right? They don't know. Hold on real quick. Are you with a client? Okay, 1 second. So they just don't know, right? You don't know. So to say I have enough money right now to take care of my arrangements when I die doesn't mean you're going to have the money when you die. You have it today. So the best thing that you can do is go ahead and take out a final expense plan that is paying a small amount out of that savings account every single month. So when you die, not only will there be a lump sum of money that your family can't touch if you're in a hospital because it's your final expense plan, but it's going to pay your loved ones when they need it the most, when they're not even thinking about the fact that they're going to have to pay for that. And then you also, with my company, have a family support service that's going to really help them when they need it most. So it's one of my agents on the line, so I got to go. But that was a very good question. How much does it cost to die? Don't let your family find out the hard way. Call me, 412-609-6264.